What up, ladies and gentlemen? Good evening and welcome to Late Night Live number 71. 71, holy moly. Before we know it, we're going to be at 100. Crazy, crazy, crazy. What's going on, Marilyn? Good evening. What up, little squirrels? Greetings to you. Oh, I love it. Star, 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 squirrel, star, star, star. Tonight, we are gonna do some carving. I know I did, not last week, but a few weeks ago, I did this little piece quickly while we were on stream, and tonight I want to do names, similar to, I haven't done names in a while. I meant to post on Instagram, hey, tell me your name and I'll carve it, but I totally forgot. So I'm just gonna be doing names from the chat. You guys get to, and just random words as we normally do on Tuesdays. What's going on? Oh, just Winnie. What up, Hans? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so this is essentially what we're gonna do, just to get my arm working. What up, Jay? Just to get my arm sort of working and ready. Hello, M. Sneha. I'm going to just put this piece of paper to the side. I am gonna do just a couple warm-up just drills really, really quickly. Because I will be working in pen and ink today. I'm going to be doing the hairlines with movement writing, or with the lowercase letters, I guess, won't necessarily be movement writing, because I'm going to be doing carved shaded Spencerian is sort of the words that we're going to be doing today, or the style that we're going to choose. So I'm going to do a couple just really quickly on a piece of paper here, just to make sure my arm is prepped and ready for a day of writing. Eventually I might have to move. You'll see I have my cutting mat here, just in case I go through the paper. I shouldn't, because it's pretty thick, but every once in a while it happens. So I have this here, but it's I have it at a really weird angle, so that it's flat on screen. But that angle creates a little bit of a lip right where my forearm is, and we'll see. I feel like I can make that not be a problem, but if it is a problem, I will move my cutting board and it'll be a little crooked. We'll see how that goes. How's everybody's week been going? I guess the week just started. Everybody got their Christmas shopping and everything finished? It's softer than the Boinga Boinga. Nice. That's good. They make some good nibs. Did you buy it with that in mind? Was your intention to get a nib that was softer than your crazy soft one? It's weird today. I gotta be careful where I put my left arm. You'll notice maybe there's a little bit of a harsher light on the side of my face today, and it's a little bit darker on this side over here. Because we're doing carving, I have the lighting set up in not the normal way. I have it so we will cast a shadow, or so the carbs will cast a little bit more of a shadow than they normally would. So you guys can actually see what the heck I'm carving, rather than just having to wait until I move it afterwards. So this light on my left side is quite low, and yeah, it's just a little bit different looking than what we're normally used to. So I apologize if it looks bad or too harsh, or if I, by habit, put my hand over here and put a shadow over my entire writing surface. I'm going to try to keep my hand below. Normally I put it sort of right here. It's where it sits to hold the paper, or so I gotta fight my own habits just a little bit. Oh, there were some pretty crazy, soft and flexible nibs back in the day, Marilyn. There are some truly paintbrush-like nibs out there, though in the fountain pen world, they are rather difficult to find. And when you find them, they are rather expensive. So interestingly, kind of feels weird, no shading today. We're not going to be doing any of the our normal shading like so today. We're going to be doing what I have to do in my mind as I'm sort of doing the hairlines of the writing. I have to try to follow, what's going on, Ashok? This left path. So anytime, like when we're doing our lowercase letters, where normally if I was doing that in hairline, I would just do a straight down the slant line and out. Because I'm carving the right side and the writing I'm doing is representing the left side, I have to make that go out a little more than I normally would, which looks really, really bad. Luckily it's far away and I'm not zoomed in, so you can't see it that great. But when it's like that, then when I carve this side, I'll just write it in now. We won't carve it now, obviously, but when I write it, then it looks proper. So a few of the strokes, it'll be pretty normal, like a capital stem, for example. If I do a capital stem without a shade, I can do it just like that. I added a little bit of an accent shade by accident, but then I can easily come in and carve that little bit. But some of the strokes are going to be a little less intuitive to follow the left tine. One of them I know for sure when I do strokes like, say we were doing a capital Z. Normally, I would do something like that, where the shade would be kind of equidistant between those two. The shade would be in the middle. Now I have to do it so that when this comes in, it's a little narrower than it normally would be, so that I could come later and carve in the wider shade. Those strokes are going to be a little more on the confusing side, but hopefully I can wrap my head around it. But my hand feels decent. I think that's all the warm-up we need. I'm going to clean off my nib, set my pen aside, take a sip of tea, and get out the carving paper. To get to carving. And everybody cross your fingers that I don't cut my finger off. Tonight. I shouldn't. I mess with these knives all the time, but I'll have to be extra careful because I'm on camera. Okay. Checking on the chat before I go to the paper. Paper's ready. Chat is good. Here we go. I'll put my writing to the side, and I will grab a fresh sheet of what I'm calling my carving paper. Well, if I can get it out of its package here. Come on. I need some better paper storage solutions close to my desk here. One of these days. Okay. I can't promise that I won't cut my finger off. That won't happen. There's always a possibility that I'll cut myself a little bit. It happens. It's not the biggest deal. If it does happen, I will tape it up and you won't see it. So we're okay. But ideally, we should be fine. Now, what do I need? I'm going to grab a ruler. I'm going to use this little T-square because I might not do it for the entire stream, but at first I'm going to give myself a little bit of a baseline to follow just to make sure everything is staying straight. If you are interested in paper carving or card carving or knifemanship, it went by either of those names back in the day. I started learning this sort of technique or style with a round-ended X-Acto knife blade, which works absolutely great. You don't need the, I like having the round end. You can do it without the rounded end, but it's possible to do it with, like, you could use a box cutter or something like that. You could get the cuts in. It's a little bit difficult to get a smooth cut in underneath the paper after you make the initial line with this, but you totally can. Then when I was using the X-Acto knife, I was a little unhappy with the thickness of the X-Acto knife, because once you make the initial cut, I like to go in again and sort of shave in under to deepen the cut at an angle, and I found that I kept bottoming out the holder. So I started Googling like custom X-Acto knife handles and things like that, and that led me to discover the wonderful world of scalpels, which I never really dove into before. But that's when I got, so this is just a standard number 3 scalpel handle. It came just metal. This is a number 4, but the same idea. It was just a metal handle like so, just a scalpel blade handle, and then I leather wrapped it to make it more comfortable. The number 3 is for the small blade, the number 4 is for slightly larger blades. So I got the number 3, and yes, a 10 blade, which is the one that it's the nice and small, same curve that the X-Acto knife blade has, and it's my favorite for making the carves. What up, Renee? Lurker Renee checking. Yeah, they're gonna be club lurkers. So the number 10 blade was my favorite, but then, unlike my X-Acto knife, which has a cover, so I can put it to the side and not worry about cutting my finger off, oftentimes my desk gets crazy. For example, right now there are 4 jars of ink, 5 jars of ink. There's always rulers, pens, knives, things sort of scattered all over the place, so the chances of accidentally resting my hand down on a X-Acto knife or on a scalpel like so, it can be rather high. So I made myself a lid or a cover for it like this, which is just a little slide over the blade. But then it got me thinking, I wonder if there's a better way to do that. So I got looking into other scalpel handles that have covers and things like that, and that led me to the world of little jackknives that take scalpel blades. So this is just a little pocket knife, little folding knife that fits a scalpel blade. Now, the blades that go in here, and I've had this for a long time, but I didn't have blades to go in it because I only had 10 blades, which are this little one that was here, the little 10 blade. And the blades that came with this knife were huge. They were way longer, so the tip of the knife or the blade was way farther from my hand than I wanted it to be to get the control that I wanted. But then I found the number 20 blade. And my number 10 blades don't fit in this little jackknife. But a number 20 scalpel blade is just a slightly larger version than the number 10 with the bigger holes, so it fits in the number 4 holder. Or there we go. There's my number 20 little scalpel blade that fits in my little knife, so I can put it away in my pocket and keep it with me when I'm at convention or when I'm everywhere on site. If I want to just keep some paper with me and I want to carve, I can carve with this handy dandy little scalpel pocket knife. I can still have this, I can still carve with this guy, but it's just super handy. I have 2 of these, got 2 by accident because I ordered from 2 different places by accident when I ordered them. So I have 2 of them. They're both loaded with number 20 blades and they're both ready to carve some paper. So our blade is ready. Now we just gotta do some writing. I'm gonna start by giving us just a little title. We'll do Let's do knifemanship. I'm gonna write the word knifemanship. Like I said before, I'm gonna give myself just a, I'll be careful, don't worry. Gonna give myself a little super light baseline just to keep myself flat. I will zoom in here in a second, and I will lock focus once there is something. Actually, let me do this. I'll get the focus locked so it'll stop. I'll zoom in a little bit. It's probably a good place to be. Lock the focus. There we go. Now it won't be trying to focus on my hand every time I'm carving. It'll stay focused on the paper. Okay. Knifemanship. So let's write that in hairline only. So weird to write hairline only. I will undoubtedly accidentally add a add a shade where I don't want to at some point this evening, but there we go. Ka-chow! That's the sound effect I made when I sent a friend of mine a video of my little knife. Yeah, ka-chow. It's the sound of the blade coming out. Okay, knifemanship. Start with a nice K. We'll do full whole arm movement for the K. And now the lowercase letters. Now I have to leave a space because the shade will come right in there. I have to leave a no space because the shade will be on the left side. There's the I. Notice I bubbled this out way more than I would because that's going to be the left side of that shade. I hope. Now we do the E. This is a longer word than I had anticipated. My X height's probably not gonna stay exactly perfect, but that's okay. Okay, now give ourselves an ending flourish here. We'll just do my go-to. Give ourselves a nib, but no shade. What up, Rose? Welcome, welcome. Okay, and then we'll give ourselves right a little. We gotta dot our eyes. Okay, now we're ready for carving. What up, Zach? Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the paper carving, card carving, knifemanship extravaganza, known as Late Night Live number 71. Getting the spacing right. This is my main reason for practicing tonight. Getting spacing right to just freehand just those hairlines, leaving the spaces for the shades, is quite, it's a bit of a challenge. Alright, here we go. Let's get some carving done, and just because this is fun to do, whatcha? We have our blade. We're gonna carve the left. I'm gonna be rotating the paper quite a bit. It won't stay exactly flat the whole time, but we're gonna carve our shade here. I do apologize if my head gets in frame. I will try to keep it out of frame. Bring this down to the baseline and curve in. Like so. And then we go shallow. And we can make that a little bit deeper. So it goes all the way to that hairline, and then we can pop it up. So we get a nice shadow. So there we go. There's the shade of our... It's so cool how the highlight hits it like that. I love it. It actually looks like the shade is actually there. Alright, now we're gonna give this the engrosser script stem shade coming down the K here. Just a small one. Curve back to hairline there. Try to make that a little deeper. Whoa, the reflection is making it hard for me to see. The light is at the exact right angle. It shoots off of the blade and into my eye. There we go. Make that cut nice and deep, and we'll pop it up a little bit. Now, I like to use the back end of the blade. Once the cut is in, I'll put the back end of the blade in there and use that to sort of pry the paper up a little bit to get more of a shade. Whoops. Unintentional cut into the paper there, but okay. Pop that up so we get a nice shade. Okay. Now we go into our lowercase letters. Slowly get this to come out. This would look, you could do this would look really great in engrosser script. So I'm going to do all the downstrokes first, and then I'm going to cut the flat bottoms afterwards. So unlike when I do ornamental penmanship and I talk about the flat top T's and things like that, I won't be doing them in one stroke today. Just because it's easier to rotate the paper to get them nice and clean, so I will wait and do that at the end. So I go over the width of my shade, cut into the paper, and taper it down to the baseline. The F. Now the E, I didn't, so the E is one of those ones where I didn't bring it, I should have rounded it out a little bit more because it should have been the outside of the shade, and I kept it, when we do business penmanship or anything like that, we kind of flat bottom or flat back on the E's, so there's not a lot of room for the shade in the E, but lesson learned. Not the prettiest of E's, but that's okay. There we go. Get our M. And now the compound curve one. Now the A, I remembered. I didn't remember on the E, but on the A I remembered. Brought it way over to the left a little bit more so we can have this nice curve in and get a nice side shade on the A. Get our N. And the compound curve of the N. The S, notice how I kept the S. It's like it's too skinny. But that's because when we do the left side, it gets a lot wider once the shade is added. like so. Let's get a tapering shade coming down into our H. We'll make that one a little bit longer. Oh, I rounded it a little bit. Like so. And our I. And shade from the baseline down to the bottom of the P. Finish this off. Then we'll get the crossings of the I. And this one as well. Yeah, now I can come back and do the flat bottoms. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right, Zach. I wrote with hairline, the path, ideally, messed up a few places like the E and things like that, but ideally you do a hairline just the left time, so you gotta sort of change. It's changing muscle memory a little bit, because you can't just do the letters like you're used to doing them. You gotta remember where to force things, or they have to be a little more angled if they're gonna be on the left-hand side. And then yeah, you carve in the right side. Now I'm gonna go and do the flat bottoms and tops. Oh, now I can't even see how crazy is that? You can see the shades, and the shades disappear. Let's get little divots in here. Well, I'll do the bottom ones first. H. I think that's all of those ones. Yeah, and then we'll do the tops of the eyes, the flat tops. And I should say, I should mention anyway, so knifemanship was a common thing. You've seen examples of it. Dr. Joe's posted a bunch, I've posted a bunch, I've talked about it a bunch in the Business Educator. But this specific style of carving, with the writing the left time and shading with the carving, that I've never seen it before. I can't say that nobody's ever done it before, but to my knowledge, this is a technique that is, aside from the carving side of things, the way it's adapted to the penmanship, it is unique to me, I think. If it's not unique to me and somebody's seen it somewhere else, I would like them to show me, because I don't want to say that it's unique to me if it actually isn't. There, now we can go through. Because we carved the bottoms, as I come in here, it'll pull up that little... There we go. Pull that shade up. I made some of these cuts not very deep. Dot of the I, shade of the F, pry that up, pry the E up, bottom of the N, not an N, it's an M. And you can spend more time if you want doing, I'm going to do the pry up. Oh, I forgot one. Oh, I messed up. See where I messed up? I'm going to write it. I left a space for the A instead of coming, so this should have come down and up, and then the carving would have been the right time. I put the line in the wrong spot. Oops. Yeah, that should have been... Oopsies. It would have been like this. Oh well. What fun is doing it right the first time? Pry that up. Pry that up. Pry that up. A little deeper. Get this. Get this long shade of the H. The H. I with the dot. Oh, I forgot to get the bottom of the P. There we go. And now I want to give this, to make this my actual go-to ending flourish, I'm going to turn this into a knife. Or into a, I guess it could be a knife. I'm going to make it a nib today. Like so. And then if I play my cards right, I should be able to pry. This is really weird. The lighting. There we go. I have to do this. It won't look quite as good for you guys when I do it this way, but this way the light isn't blinding me. Whoops. This is the part that I have to get much better at because I end up cutting through what I already cut. Because I didn't go deep enough on my first initial cut. But if we make this nice and deep, we'll fit almost the whole blade under there. Now we can pry that whole thing up. So there's a huge shade, and it gives the look of it actually being coming out of the paper. Here we go, knifemanship. Yeah, yeah. Fun. Sorry, I wasn't really looking at the chat all that much for all that stuff. But the chat wasn't talking that much, so that's okay. Do you want to do, we can do that right now if you want, Zach. Before we do words, let's do a wreath, sure. We can do a wreath. So, a wreath, that is something that is the way they used the technique back in the day. They would do wreaths and things like that. I wanted to do this. Because they would do, and I've done these on stream before, like the flowers and stuff like that. I'm not going to be doing anything tonight that requires a gouge cut, like when I did the roses and things like that with the rolled petals. I'm not going to use those because I don't have... Do I have a gouge? I do have... Okay, I have a couple gouges at hand. I have these two, which are just... this one's flattened and this one's just standard. These are Leonard Principle nibs that have had the tail end, so they're just put into the holder backwards. You can see it's just a Leonard Principle nib that I put in the holder backwards and I sharpen them. But I don't know that they're actually sharp at the moment, so I'm not going to focus too much on the gouge cuts tonight. But we can make a wreath if I can remember how. I'm going to give myself a really light pencil. Where's my other pencil? And we need a circle. What up, Lori? Alright, so for a wreath, I'm gonna give, this is huge. Okay, are we making a big wreath? Yeah, we're making a big wreath, sure. Now ideally I'll erase this later, so I want to make sure this line is super light. In a perfect world I could do this without tracing a circle and just freehanding it, and you can, but it's not going to end up being exactly perfect, so I'm going to give myself that. Now, if I can wrap my head around, I actually don't know where that sheet of paper is. I'm going to load up the image on my phone to remember which direction I went. I don't actually know where that is. A whole page of practice carving, and I lost it. It's around here somewhere, but it's not with my other paper carved stuff, so I don't know where it is. But I'm going to load, I'll just load that Instagram story. No, where we go. Load it on my phone so I can see exactly. Okay. Okay. Easy enough. Again, get my little... This is never not satisfying to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yesterday and today, I've been compiling the American penmans. I'm almost done. My American penman and Western penman collection is almost complete and organized and reformatted the way I like and things like that. So I'm excited about that. That's sort of good news for you guys too, because as soon as I get the reformatting, because the way it's scanned in the University of Scranton's website, there's the outlines of the books, and the way they were originally printed, the American penman, they're sort of crooked and stuff like that. So I went through, every page got processed and straightened and things like that. And once those are straightened, then I can compile the lessons that are in those, just like I did for the lessons that are in the Business Educator. And I'm excited to do that, because there are lots of lessons that I haven't read, and I've been stubborn and I didn't want to read them because they're crooked, and I want them to be good. So I've been taking a long time doing my little compilation. But it's almost done. It should be done in the next couple days. But that being said, while my computer was processing images, I would have to wait, or if I was watching a Christmas movie or something like that. This is just like a, I don't know, dangerous fidget spinner. It is so satisfying to do over and over again. And I've been doing it for days, and I haven't cut myself, so that's good. Knock on wood. All right, let's get to carving. So I'm gonna carve the entire outside or inside first. Wait, would it be better to do... I've gotta think about how I did this in the first place. Because the leaf has to look like it's going under the other leaf. Yeah, we're just gonna wing it. So, what I'm gonna end up doing, I'm gonna carve from the center line out and stop here, like stop on the, No, that's not how I wanna do that. Sorry, there's a way that I can do this that helps make it easier to get the leaf under. For those of you who don't know or didn't see on Instagram, that's what I'm trying to replicate, which I made. I just don't remember exactly how I made it. This one, I got this off of AliExpress. I ordered it from China. I don't know if it was sold in stores or on Amazon, or I don't think it's actually a tool that's sold many places except AliExpress. So that's where I got this one. If I go... Yeah. We're just gonna do it. Alright, keep my hand out of the way. Carve from the center. Out to there. We're gonna make a narrow one. And now I'm just gonna back a little bit and go to that point there. Now it's at this point where I feel like... No, this is gonna be the best way to do this. No, we'll do this. Opposite direction, sorry. I wasn't thinking. So I put this cut here. Make that first cut a little bit deeper. If I make that first cut, now this is up. I can do my next cut and finish it underneath that one. That was hard to remember how I did that. So we go here. We go, I mean, and you can go, there's no rule to how far forward you go. I'm gonna make this one pretty narrow, but I bring this in and finish it underneath that one. And then you can pry it up now, or you can pry it up later. Up to you. And we just do that all the way around. Whoa, I made that one really wide. That's the hard part, I guess, or the part that I will struggle with. I'm not paying enough attention to the width of each one, so they're not gonna all be... The one I did on Instagram was pretty good, but I was very focused when I made that one. And you can carve pretty well if you have paper that's carved deep. You can see that whole knifemanship. There's nothing went through the paper whatsoever. The back of the paper is perfect. That leaf was very long. This wreath is gonna look very organic because all the leaves are gonna be different. And I'm assuming once one gets better at this, you can get going pretty quick. I'm still figuring it out, so I'm not that quick yet. Oh, sorry. Try to get the spacing right so they fit good into each other. The last one. Here we go. Now I can go through, and again, you can do this now or later. I'm just gonna do it now. And pop all those up a little bit more. Oh. That reflection is intense. I mean, it's good to realign the things. There's a part of me that wants to like send it to the University of Scranton, the collection, and be like, hey, can you put this on your website instead? Because this is actually like printable and we don't need to see the crooked pages of the book. Or it's baffling to me that the printers, the publishers of the Zenarian Manual, or the Business Educator and the American Penman, like, they are crooked. Some of the whole like plates, the whole thing is just like this. On the square, on the rectangle page, they're super crooked. But I fixed them all just because I wanted them to be fixed. Because I'm a glutton for punishment who likes to process literally thousands upon thousands of images and scroll through every volume one at a time to make sure that I didn't miss any. Apologize, Zach. This isn't gonna look as good as the one on Instagram. I'm rushing. I'm trying to keep my head out of frame. Oh, come on. Don't do that. Almost there for the outside. This blade is almost too sharp for this part. It goes through the thin parts too easily. Carve and pry and carve and pry. Ideally, I also assume once I get better I can do all of this in one step. So I won't have to go back and do all of these cuts a second time. But not yet. There we go. So there's the outside of our little thing. Wait, Russian. What did I say that's Russian? I missed the joke. Oh, haha, because I'm rushing. Got it. Now, I'm going to erase this now. I'm going to try to get in here and erase the line on the inside. Just because if I erase it at the end, I'll end up pushing down all of the leaves that are on the inside. So I'm going to erase that line right now. Now, all we gotta do is match up the inside. Carve a bird. I could maybe carve a bird. Maybe I'll carve a bird later. I make no promises. I'm gonna carve words. Our plan is to carve words today. I've carved a lot of flowers and stuff before that people have seen, but I haven't done a lot of the word carving. This is an amazing eraser. It's not the tiniest though. Where's the tiniest? This is the tiniest one that I have. They're both great. I don't remember the name of this one. It's called Tough Stuff, I think. I don't remember what company it was sold. So another company makes it now. But the mono eraser is thinner, which is great. I like the mono eraser for its thinness. But the eraser itself, the Tough Stuff eraser, the white eraser, it's a better eraser. So the Tough Stuff erases better, the mono erases finer details. I end up using the Tough Stuff unless I need really fine, then I use the mono, but I wish the mono eraser, it's just not as good of an eraser. It doesn't do as clean of work as the Tough Stuff does. Ooh, that's a good movie. What kind of paper am I missing? You did, or am I using? You did not miss me talking about the paper, because I didn't talk about the paper. I forgot to. What kind of paper am I using? Let me tell you. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it says on here, I think. So this is, it's very thick. I think it's probably like, is it a full millimeter thick? Yeah, it's about 1 millimeter thick, and it is 200 pound cover brilliant white paper made by a company called Astrolite. I buy this from the paper mill store. I got this big chunk here. I think this is 100 sheets, but it's so thick, so it takes up a lot of space. Yeah, Astrolite 200 pound cover paper. I specifically got this paper. Like, you can do card carving with pretty much any thick cover stock paper, anything that you can do letterpress or something like that with. I specifically got this paper because of all the cover stocks. I tested a bunch, obviously not all of them, but I tested quite a few, and this is the one that accepted ink the best. So I can do regular penmanship, regular flourishing, regular shading on this paper if I want, and then I can also carve into it. So I could do like name cards as an example. Here's one I was carving earlier, it's just in pencil, but there's my signature. And that could be a little like business card, but I could write on it if I wanted to. So I could do writing things and just add some embellishments with the carving, if I so desired. So yeah, Astrolite 200 pound question. I never answered your question. What was your question, Marilyn? I don't think I saw your question. You have to ask it again. I don't see it in the chat now. Okay. While I wait for that to come in, I'm gonna start carving. Now, I gotta figure out... I'm just gonna do this one cut. Again, I can't wrap my head around how I wanna do this cut. But if I do this, and bring it to the inside, or to the middle, there we go. Now I can do... So this one's gonna be the opposite. On the outside, I went away. So I did the first one and then carved into it. This one is gonna be the exact opposite. So I do the first cut. Alright. I do the first cut like so. And then I start the next cut underneath that first cut, so that it looks like they're overlapping nicely. And bring it to there. And the key is just making sure that when you hit the center point, that they meet at that center point, so they actually look like a leaf. I'm having trouble seeing the center point in some of these ones. I will try harder. There we go. Here we go, and you can see as you make that cut, if you meet them in the right spot, then you can pry up that leaf, so then you have the, you see that whole leaf is now the tip of it. There we go, get it that way. The tip is fully exposed, so the leaves also have dimension on their own. No, I am not making the business educator text actual text, because they changed their typefaces a lot, and some of the scans aren't the best, so OCR software doesn't recognize them, so they're just visually examinable. I do have a set of the business educator that I ran through OCR software, so it can recognize, but it's just so that it's searchable. It's not something where it would... where you could load it into just like a Word program for it to read to you or something like that. Because there's, I mean, the whole reason we go through the business educators is for the penmanship, and software doesn't recognize the penmanship. Carving leaves. Carving leaves. I really made some of those outside leaves kind of messy. Oops. One thing I'm planning to do is make a design similar to the alphabet we did a few weeks ago that I showed at the beginning of this stream, and get it printed, but the print will be just the hairline of the left time, and then I'll get the prints and I will hand carve them, so the writing and the design will be pre-made, but then the carving will all be done one of a kind, I guess, or it'll be hand done. But that's just on the to-do list, and we all know I'm not the fastest at getting things on my to-do list done. Like t-shirt designs, for example. What up, Kim? Welcome. I imagine you'd get pretty fast at this though, once you get used to all the strokes and everything like that. Oh, there's the last one. So now I'm gonna go back with the first cut and tuck it underneath. There we go. And there's our wreath. It's not as pretty as the one that I posted on Instagram, but all these leaves aren't pried up very far. Let me pry a bunch of them up. Ooh, I'm gonna give this one even more dimension than the one on Instagram. We can pry these all the way up. Come on. There we go. What's your guys' favorite Christmas or holiday movie? I've been going through my lists of holiday movies and I've watched some of my classic favorites, but I'm curious. I don't know what to watch next. I mean, there's so many. Let me get that leaf up. 2 more leaves dry up. And then we are good. There we go. That one has dimension, you can see now. It looks better if the leaves are a little bit wider, I think, like the one I posted on Instagram. But then you could do like I mean, you would do this before you do the carving. But just because we didn't, we could have a little, oh, this is tiny. Tiny, tiny. Ideally, you would definitely write this before you do the circle. This is doing everything very backwards. Here we go. Merry Christmas. It's just a fun little way of spicing up a paper design. Yeah, little mini wreaths. They look cool. And it's really not hard. Like, unlike ornamental penmanship and other things that we practice and stuff here, that require a lot of muscle training and all that kind of stuff. You just gotta get used to. Whoa, hiccups. Used to holding and carving with a knife. Get used to the pressure you can use and things like that. Don't have to worry about going fast or slow or anything like that. Home Alone. It's a good one. I watched Home Alone 1 and 2 the other day. They're always high on my list. Hello, Dalam. Passive Tech. What's that? Actually, since I'm here, can I erase this line under knifemanship now? Oh, I should have erased it before I did the carving. Remind me next time if I don't. Do the line, then the hairline, erase the line, and then do the carving. That's gotta be the order of operations. Damn, yeah, I imagine that's understandably burnt out worthy. Zach. Now, I know you work in a Christmas place. Does it, I'm assuming it chills out after like, you got like a week and a half, and then everything must chill out at least a little bit, or does it continue pretty high for the new year? Fun! Like a good liquor-free Grinch. Kinda. Cali Grinch. What word should I write next? Let's do a word. What word should I do? The bishop's wife for Christmas. Alright, noted. What word should I write next, you guys? What are you thinking? My next line. Oh yeah, we can. That's straight. We can write holiday, that works. I don't want to go this way. Holiday. Grinch. Ooh, I'll write Grinch after that. And then we can write Joy. I can do people's names too. Don't post the names in chat now because I'm gonna do holiday. So I won't see them. I agree. Home Alone, it's a good one. It's a classic. Alright, holiday. Which H should I use? Use the H that has 2 shades in it. Now, when I do the C shade, the second shade of the H, I'm gonna come down here, follow the left hand, I have to make sure I go far to the left, because I gotta do the rounded side of it so that I can carve the inside. I've got to remember that. Shade should always be by choice. Marilyn, you never want habit to dictate writing the shades. Shades only get placed where you want them. Okay. There we go. Kinda got a little light on my hairline on the bottom here, a little too light, but that's okay. Oh no! That's supposed to be curved on the bottom. Damn. Like so. That should maybe work. Alvin and the Chipmunks. Classic. The Alvin and the Chipmunks album is one of my go-to must-have every year Christmas albums. This is true, Zach. You are getting more practice than anybody. Well, not than anybody. A lot of people are writing a lot this season, but that's... To be able to write all day for work, that's practice, and that's good. The Grinch. Grinch is a good one. Okay, here we go. Carving. Start the shade after the middle point. Like so. And now the inside of the second shade. Tapering back to the hairline. Make that nice and deep. And then we'll pry it up a little bit more so we get a little bit more shadow. Stretch the paper. Now we get the inside here. Messed up this L, but that's okay. Get our I. The D. Top of the D. Then we're gonna do this really weird. It's gonna go from a shade to a hairline. And then when it gets down to the bottom, hold the paper. Sorry, shadows. Curve this back to the hairline. There we go. Get the top of the I and the top of the D. Stretch those out. Oh, we need to get the dot of the eye. Oh, we missed the... Oopsies. We missed the downstroke of the... Oh, I forgot to erase! Bummer. Oh well. There we go. Now we'll erase afterwards. There we go. holiday. The H is a little weird. That would be cool, Zach. That means, whoops. That means penmen of the future are gonna be studying me saying a lot of ridiculous things all the time. Oh, I pulled off one of the... You gotta be careful when you pry things up a lot, because it makes them not have that much contact with the paper. There we go. Okay. Next. That's right, Grinch. Grinch. Right, actually, let's write... I'm gonna write Grinch and Joy. We'll do those both on the same line. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I don't know that they'd be specifically studying these late night lives. There's a lot of nonsense in these late night lives. But if they want to see a penman practice, these late night lives are practice. Not very organized. Yeah, this is Braille calligraphy. This is penmanship for blind people. Not that blind people can do, but that blind people can read. This would be very dangerous for a blind person to try to do. Okay. Joy or Grinch first? Ooh, fun song. Let's do Grinch first. What? That didn't work. Why? Why didn't that work? My nib is acting up. Brought the R too close to where that shade's going to be. Not paying attention. Nib is acting up a lot today. Oof. Can't say I'm very proud of these lowercase letters. I gave myself a baseline, but man. We did, at One Eye Ampith, we did eyes closed penmanship. We were doing a test. We had a penman write a thing a few different ways. Once with like traditional script, once with modern script, or like modern penmanship, and then once with their eyes closed. to ask people which they liked more. And honestly, the eyes closed, in my opinion, looked better than modern penmanship. But we've done that before. We've done eyes closed penmanship before. I mean, I would give anything to be able to be a fly on the wall on just a single practice session or hangout session or conversation of any of the penmen of the past. Anything. So if this serves as that, even to some like tiny little degree, to penmen of the future, awesome. Then that's cool with me. Except I apologize to them for my ridiculousness. I don't need a glide sheet for carving. Get out of here. And what I meant to do on the top of this R, I should have come up and stopped and then done like a little, just a curve, so that I could have done this little thing at the top as a shade. I'm gonna do it all at once this time. Same thing with this C. What I did is made this little curve. It made me make the rest of the C horrible, but the thought behind it was, oh! Nilima, I saw your message, but I saw it too late. Thank you very much for the reminder. I'll do it in the middle, because once again, completely forgot. Wow, I just can't remember to do that. Well, I'll erase it all the way. I'll make another one for the next word. Wow. Yep, just when he reminded me too. Sorry. Thank you very much. I asked for the reminder and you guys reminded me and I appreciate that. I'm not the best at paying attention, apparently. But if I do this here, I can get a little shade for the beginning. And then I can get my shade down to the baseline on this wacky, really bad looking lowercase c. RH. There we go. Grinch. With some crooked knot on the baseline lowercase c. Okay, now we're gonna write I'm gonna remember to erase this time. Gosh darn it. What was the other word? Joy. I'm gonna write joy. I'm gonna actually give myself an X height as well, just because I've been doing such a good job of maintaining a consistent X height. I'm gonna give ourselves an X height. Just because we can. Why not? No rules. Do we need to? No. I mean, maybe we do because our letters don't look good. But ideally, no. Alright, joy. Where's the shade on joy? Oh, we gotta get that weird... Okay. So I gotta keep that almost either straight or almost bubbling to the left, which is gonna be kind of weird. How do I want to do our exit oval? Maybe that. I don't think I've done that exit oval before. Let's see what happens. It's so weird. Obviously you can see I didn't. It made it kind of straight. Really weird not to add a shade for one thing, but also I wanted to make it go like whoop to bubble out, to bubble in. It's so very strange to make it do that. Obviously it didn't happen because it feels too weird. Where do I want to make this Y go? There's a whole lot going on in this exit stroke. Can we go up there? Yep. No, we'll just finish it with a compound curve. Like so. Joy. And now we erase the lines. Blindfolded knifemanship. That's very dangerous. Okay, nib is clean. Now we erase. Woohoo, we didn't forget. And we can wipe all the stuff off without worrying about hurting the carvings. Oh, I didn't close my knife last time. Yeah, close my knife. Just so I can do that again. Okay, let's add our stem shade. Once we hit below the baseline. Put that back to a hairline. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. One thing you could also do that I didn't mention yet, let me grab This'll work. Ideally use like a popsicle stick or something. I was thinking about this the other day. But if you use something that's sort of rounded-ish to hold here when you're prying, then you can get a really clean sort of point where it bends. Otherwise you want a very solid point. I haven't done it yet today because we're not too worried about it. But if I was sending a card to somebody or doing something for presentation or for posting, when you have something to keep this flat or and even if you carve, like, let's say I carved too far and I pushed it up too far, you can come back in and like almost burnish down back flat again. And now, just cause I can, I'm gonna put an accent shade on this top oval. Just a little one. Yep, just like that. Just a little something. I'm still experimenting with things that I can push in there to push it up better without using the knife, because I end up cutting where I don't want cuts to be when I use the knife all the time. Here we go. Now, same thing. I will use, shadows. We'll use this just to push everything down while I pry this up. One thing I love a lot about paper carving is currently it feels a lot to me like leather foiling felt like when I first got started, because I didn't know what I was doing, and it was something that nobody else really did very much of, so I just got to figure it out as I went along, which is very fun. I'm reaching for, I'm gonna try, I have a very fine ball stylus here that I might be able to use to get, is that a better thing for smoothing that out underneath there and stretching the paper? I don't know, maybe not. My line's all wavy there now, oh well. Maybe not. Now we'll do the O. Like so, and the compound curve shade, like so, and then we'll do our descender on the Y, taper that in to the hairline, like so. Cool. Joy. Needs something else. Maybe not. Maybe I'll leave it. Joy. Can I make a monogram? Sure. A monogram of what letters am I using for the monogram? Do you mean for carving? We could carve a monogram. What letters should we do our monogram of? I was waiting, Marilyn, you got there. I was waiting for everybody to just really quickly type in their own initials. Have I carved my own? No. I haven't. Here, let's do... We could do MC for Merry Christmas, or we could do HNY for Happy New Year. Or PC. Let's do PC for paper carving. Not getting political here, PC, but I'm gonna do PC for paper carving. Okay, but first I have to plan. Oops, I dropped the paper. Let me plan. We have to design it first. Just design it in pencil. What do we do? PC, paper carving. Oh, wait. Kind of works, I guess. The whole thing kind of looks like an H. PCH, Pacific Coast Highway. No. Maybe I won't do PC. I don't like the way letters go together. KMS? Knifemanship? No. I mean, I guess H and Y is just gonna end up looking like a less like a monogram and more just like a superscripted, 3 superscripted capitals. Ornamental penmanship monograms are interesting because I never really know how to do them. I just end up doing superscriptions of capitals. Yeah, that's the one I'm gonna use. Happy New Year. That's a complicated little design. H first. Oh, that's not supposed to be a Y. It's supposed to go into the stem. Okay, that's easy. this one has to be bigger. To there. Sure. Wait, let's run through that one more time. Sure. Happy New Year. This might work. Maybe. I'll have that for reference. I really like this little Merry Christmas wreath on the page. It's very cute. I give myself a baseline. Don't really need one because nothing's gonna end up falling on it anyways, but I'll give myself one just for good measure. Oh, that's what keeps getting caught. The paper keeps getting caught on a little thing that's sticking out of my cutting board, so I'm gonna cut it off. It's a little protruding cut. There, gone. Okay, here we go. Papers all over the place. I think if I was going to be doing this like live in person, not like now, I would use like a Nico G nib or something that just wouldn't shade unless I pushed it really hard. It just makes... I'm using a crazy sharp hunt 101, which is probably not the best practice. Make it work. Whoops. We're not necessarily hitting everything the way we're supposed to. And we're gonna do this twice. That'll be attempt 1. We'll carve it, see how it goes, and then we'll do attempt 2. Okay, that's a good amount of flexibility, Marilyn. Nice. Carving. H. Oh, see, yeah, I didn't pull this C over it because now I want to carve that. But I can't carve that because then the shadow won't work right. Yeah, we gotta redo this with a better C, or with a better second shade on the H. Because that one's not very good. Now, I made the top of this N look a little interesting. Oh no, I did it wrong! I should have come up here and then... Oh, wow. Yeah, I did this wrong. Shoot. I can just not wrap my head around some of these weird little pieces. That should be... And I wanted no line there. I should have come up and then come around. Okay, next time. Now we know for round 2. Or attempt to. Whoa. Dropping things. Come in here, nice and deep. Push that out. So we get that shade on top. Not fully got the hang of hairlining just the left tine yet. Case in point, this Y. Feels very weird to make it bowl out to the left. Up a little bit, so I'm gonna get this little ruler, push that back down. Here we go. And then just for fun, give ourselves sort of a stem shade looking thing on this descender stroke. Here we go. Happy New Year! Not really a monogram. Sorry, Rose. More of just a superscription, but I want to try that one again without messing up the N. Oh, and I forgot to erase. Not a big deal though, because I don't like that one anyways. We're gonna try again over here. Okay. Yep, that just happened. Just like I did on the practice sheet. I wanted this to go into the Y shade instead of the stem. Grr. Oh, ruined my page of nice carvings. Sometimes the brain just doesn't want to do what it's supposed to, you know? It does what it wants. Happens. Not a big deal. There we go. That one's a little artistic and weird, but it's easy when it's easy, as they say. True story. So next week, I think will be our last live of the year. I'm not going to be doing late night lives throughout the Christmas or throughout Christmas and New Year's because I'm not going to be home. I won't have my setup. I'm going to be on the farm with my nieces and nephews and things like that. So next week will be our final late night live of 2021 until sometime in January when I get home. Let's erase lines. Did I get the mail? Zach, I owe you a billion apologies. I've sent a bunch of things out in the mail the past week, but I haven't written the letter for your specimen yet. So no, I haven't tomorrow. It's going out tomorrow with maybe some carving now. The longer it stays here, the more things just keep getting added to the bundle of things that are going to Zach. Because I haven't got it sent out yet, and I'm sorry. I have absolutely no excuse, other than I'm stubborn and I want to write a really nice letter to go along with it, and I haven't managed to do that yet. Or I haven't got around to doing it yet. I'm hoping adding stuff to it will make the wait worthwhile. There we go, that's what we wanted, that little shade on the top of the end. think I want to add... I really am sorry. It's ridiculous because I have sent out other things and I've written other letters. And it's right there. I can see the stack of things. There we go. Happy New Year. Ooh, this song's got some upbeatness. Okay, use the little ruler here to press this back down to flatten that transition. I wish I had a popsicle stick. It would be better than this ruler, but here we go. Happy New Year. I think I'm gonna do another wreath. I'm gonna finish the page off down here with another wreath type thing. Maybe slightly different than a wreath. Oh, you're out? Okay, Marilyn. Thank you for hanging out. Is there a way to replace/repair a damaged flange? Usually, yes. It depends on who's your pen from or what pen is it. Most pen makers these days use a pin. You can see right there a little pin dot that goes in to hold the flange in place. But not all holders have that. Some are just held in with like the toothpick method or something like that. If it has a pin, I personally wouldn't, I just don't feel comfortable replacing a pin myself because it can be, well, there's no real way to tap it out because it doesn't go all the way through, it's only in the bottom half. So in that instance, I've never replaced a flange on that style of a holder, but you can, I believe, repair them, depending on how bad the damage is. You explained to me how bad the damage is on your flange. Like, is the metal ripped, or is it just bent to a point where you don't like it anymore? What do I want to do here? Do I have another circle that's slightly different size than the other one? Tape will be too big. I need something bigger than a pen lid or than a jar lid, smaller than a tube, shipping tube for a blotter. That's a good size, I think. That'll work nicely. Slightly bigger. Not a lot bigger, but just a little bit bigger. We'll do another wreath with a different style of leaf this time. We're gonna think about it a little bit more and do something a little more designed this time. Now what's like a, I'm trying to think of penmanship. I don't want it to be too plant-like. Most of the carvings from back in the day are very plant-like, obviously, because they make beautiful shapes, but I want to see if we were doing feathers and things like that, we do a lot of these. I could do a carving like that. If I shaded a bunch of compound curve shades all the way around, would that look cool? Or what if this was carved we could make it more leaf shaped. So it's got like a curve like that in it. Each one. It's kind of very similar to what we already did. We could just do wheat, where it's just like this type of a thing going all the way on the inside, individual things, and then ones that are slightly offset on the other side. That could be pretty. Maybe we'll do that and we'll actually carve the line, the circle. If I carve it from this way to there, and then flip it around and carve it from this way to there. No. This way to there, and then this way to there. So the shadow's always on the right side. Maybe that'll work from there to there. So we'll actually carve the inside line. Yeah, and then we'll just do little wheats all the way around. Wheats like this. It won't be shaped or oriented like this, but they'll just be little wheats. Since penmen also seem to like to flourish little stalks of wheat. Oh, maybe they should be going from the bottom up. Like a wreath. The nib is tight. Right with the flange. Oh, the flange moves. What pen is it? Who made it? Because I would message the maker, unless it's just like a generic one. But I would message the maker and ask them for advice on tightening it up or what you can do. Because if it's flexing, then that sounds like, is there extra space between, sorry my camera's not focused, but extra space between the flange and the wood? Because if that's the case, you could get some epoxy in there to tighten that up so it doesn't move in there. If that's the issue. You should take a photo of it, or even a little video of it flexing, and post it on the Discord, in the tools channel, and then I can check it out and see and give you better advice than just me talking nonsense here. Good night, Lori. Sweet dreams. I will see you next time. Okay, I think I want these to go, the wheats are gonna go this way. Okay. This takes some planning, I guess. I'm gonna squish all my carving from earlier today. But let's just go for it. We'll see how it turns out. Okay. Now we carve from the tip. Down. Ooh, these ones got a little close. I definitely didn't keep my orientation the same all the way around, but that's okay. Okay, that works though, I think. Now we need the ones on the outside. Sorry, off screen, because there's stuff over here in my papers. I think this is gonna be kind of cool. Okay, so far so good. I'm not gonna add too much dimension to them yet. Until... Oh, I guess what I totally should have done is made them larger to smaller, but that's okay, I didn't. So I won't do that on the other side. Oh! Or... do I make this go all the way small so it's one circle that gets super small? All the way around? What do you guys think? Maybe I'll do that. Just continue them smaller and smaller and smaller. What do I want to do? No, I'm gonna go with my original idea. Keep going. Sorry, I'm indecisive today. Okay, now we're gonna go from this way. This should be like so, right? Like that. Yeah. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know if I'll be able to get those the same on both sides. We might not be getting symmetry this evening, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoa. 8 on this side. Oops. Oh well, it's an experiment. And it's all free-handed, because you don't sketch anything, because if you sketch it, the carve doesn't look as good if you see the lines. The carvings, I've tried many times ways to like sketch and erase, and just the carvings never look as good when you sketch over first, unfortunately. Okay, now we have to go. How can I get the paper to do this? What angle do I want the paper to be at? Here, there we go. No, this has to be this way. Go this way. The top ones are farther. We'll do this. There we go. Oops, got too close to the center line there. I'm really messing up this left side. That is what practice is all about. Yeah, I gotta carve from the base to the point on this one. Okay, now I'm going to erase the line in the middle and carve it. So there's a solid defined line in the middle, but I don't want there to be a pencil mark there. I need like a really soft paintbrush or something that I can use to brush away eraser things from the carvings so I don't damage them with my hand. Okay, top to bottom, we'll carve here. Trying to do a perfect circle. It's not gonna be a perfect circle. Spoiler alert. But it won't be bad. Okay, we go to there, and then if we carve the opposite direction, let's have this go all the way to the top center. Now if we switch our knife and carve this way, for the second half, the shadow should look good, in theory. If we carved all the way around, we would only see the shadow on one side, with the lighting the way it is. But this way, we should see both of these lines nicely like that. I might add a little more definition now to these feathers. I'm just going to bring them up. Pop them up on the tip. Now that all the rough stuff is done, I can do the little fine bit. The delicate part. Chatty bunch in here tonight. So let's go from the top. There. How cool does that look? That would look better if it was more dense. If I had them a little bit closer together and shooting out more, but proof of concept, it can look really cool. I gotta write something in there. What to write, what to write, what to write. Normally you would not do writing, again, afterwards, but I'm doing it anyways. Cool! Oh, I could have wrote peace. Peace would have been a much prettier thing to have in there. Or joy. Oops. Cool. Right. Happy New Year. Actually. Can't spell. Happy New Year. Cool. Fun carving. I can't believe it took me this long to make 1 page worth of carving. A little bit of knifemanship today. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I do think I'm gonna end it there. We finished a page of carving. I would keep going, but I got a really early day tomorrow. I got a few things I gotta do. You know, Christmas rush and all that. I gotta, maybe I'll write a letter to Zach tonight, and so I can get his stuff in the mail tomorrow. But I do have an early morning appointment tomorrow, so I can't be up nearly as late as I normally stay up. But this was a fun little... Also, carving, it's a little more intense on my muscles than penmanship is. Penmanship is super relaxed and everything. Carving requires a little more finger control and arm control and things like that. So my muscles get tireder quicker than they do when I'm doing ornamental penmanship. But that's fun. Please, if you have any questions about... Here, I'll zoom out so you guys can see the whole page. If you have any questions about card carving or knifemanship or paper carving, put them in the description below, or if you're on the Discord, jump in the Discord and ask me them there. Get the whole page zoomed out here so you guys can see everything all together. There it is. Wait, a little more. Looks so nice. Yeah, if you have any questions about card carving or you're interested in this stuff, let me know. If you try some, post it in the Discord, share it. If people start doing this, I'll create a specific channel dedicated to card carving. If people are into it. I don't know anybody else does it yet, but maybe one day. This is fun. I think I don't know what we're gonna do next week. Also, if you got suggestions about what you guys want to do next week, drop them in the comments below. Comment on this YouTube video what you want to do next week. Next week is our last late night live of the season, of the year, not of the season, of the year. We will start again, probably, maybe, in early January when I get back home from the holidays. Yeah, thanks a lot, everybody. This has been fun. Make sure that you are falling in love with the process, with all this stuff. This is the part that's fun, figuring it out. Sometimes things don't work when you figure it out, but that's just a part of figuring it out, and that can be fun. And I hope spending time here with me helps you guys see that, feel that, learn that, adopt it into your own lives, because it's awesome. And don't forget, everybody, that life should be just a bit of silliness, really. Good night, everyone. Thanks again. Ending stream.